Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's off of Preston Road in Frisco, Texas. It is a beautiful afternoon and I just got off of work, so I wanted to do a little bit of plant shopping. So I wanted you to shop along with me today. Let's see if we can find some new plants, both indoors and outdoors. As always, plant foldies, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. Hopefully we can get at least 100 likes within the next 24 hours when this video premieres. And also, if you get a chance, please follow me on Instagram at GrowFolds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me. If you have any questions about the plant, you can see right here, it is a beautiful afternoon. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some plants. I did want to mention to the plant foldies, and for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. If you haven't already, please make sure you are considering joining my YouTube membership program called the Super Plant Foldies. You actually have to be on a computer to see the join button, or you can check the pinned comment on my comment section.
Hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from I Live Plants.
And I am Richie from Grow Folds, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at cultivation_corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram, and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you going to do? You're going to share the video. That's
have
what you're
to.
gonna do.
Have to today. All right, guys.
Today.
We'll see you on the next one. As you can see, plant foldies, I've got a lot of goodies to show you in terms of content. Please check out the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast. Do a search. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And again, for those that are not able to join my YouTube membership tier called the Super Plant Foldies, I will have a direct link which you can actually click in the comments section of this video and all of my other videos where it says join here. I've noticed and did research that for some reason, if you are using the YouTube app on a phone, it will not show you the join button unless you're actually using a computer or you have the direct link. I was just curious if anybody was actually going to join my YouTube membership page. It does have lots of exclusive content, a lot of my personal plants. My house plant tour is most likely going to premiere on that first, as well as other content that revolves around my personal life. So if you guys can, it's only for $2.99. Please join the Super Plant Foldies. Lots of exclusive content. You get your own special badge whenever you're on the live premiere chats, and special emojis that you can use in the comment section in live premiere. But anyways, let's move out of all of those little tidbits and let's get down to the plants here. You can see that this Lowe's has quite a bit of plants. I often go to this Lowe's location. This is based out in North Dallas in a suburb called Frisco, Texas. Absolutely love this Lowe's location because not only do they have awesome indoor tropical plants, they have a massive outdoor garden section. So if you like Lowe's garden centers or big box store garden centers, this is going to be a treat for you. Have no fear. I know the majority of you guys want to see the indoor tropical plants. Don't worry, I'm not going to spend nearly as much time in the outdoor section, but I did want to go point out a couple of new plants that you can see for spring 2025. There's just lots of plants, and as I go through a lot of these Lowe's locations and I film my shopping adventures, I'm going to show you the outdoor plants. Like for instance, this is the season where you're going to see a lot of these petunias. There are so many varieties to choose from, as well as my favorite plant that is really considered an outdoor plant. It is a coleus plant, and you can see this has a beautiful orange tone about it, a nice salmon pinkish tone. This one is only for $1.98. And here's the thing about coleus plants. You can grow these indoors long term as an indoor plant. The thing about coleus plants is they are very thirsty plants. So you're going to have to keep their soil moist. They do not like to stay dry for long periods of time. They will definitely let you know if they're thirsty because the leaves will actually droop. What I also love about coleus is the probability of being able to propagate them. I would say if you chop a piece of the coleus plant, stick it directly into soil. You don't even have to propagate it in water, sphagnum moss, or what other substrates that you could possibly use for other tropical plants. Sticking it directly into soil, you have like a 97% chance that the cutting will take root, and that is just amazing to me. You know, we talk about saving money on plants. One way to do so is through plant propagation, whether you are sharing propagations with friends or you are just multiplying your plant collection that way. And then you can even see right here, we've got some variegated periwinkles. So there's a lot of outdoor plants that can be considered a plant that you can grow indoors. For instance, this Tradescanthia pistachio, I really love the white streaks on it. This is a hanging basket by Lowe's. This is for $19.98 in an 8-inch hanging basket. And you know, this is a plant that you could typically grow in an outdoor patio, but you can also grow this as an indoor plant. And you know, Tradescantias, the only thing I would say about them is you have to make sure that if they start to get leggy, that you cut them back pretty aggressively. It will promote new growth. I want to get one of these Tradescantias, but as I mentioned in a lot of my shopping videos, it is all about making sure that you have a curated plant collection. And that's a thing I want to discuss, especially for my super plant foldies, the plant foldies that have actually joined my YouTube membership. I'm going to actually have videos that are going to be me talking about just subjects about plants, and they're going to be a little bit shorter, probably 20 to 30 minute videos, because right now the super plant foldies, while there is about a dozen of you guys that have joined, again, thank you so much to those that have actually considered joining my YouTube membership page. That is where I'm going to have a lot of the personalized content. So again, for those that are watching my plant shopping video today, I just realized that it wasn't as easy to join the YouTube membership page unless you are viewing my plant shopping videos on a computer. So you have to actually have the direct link to see the join button. So what I am doing and what you can do if you are interested is make sure you are looking in the comment section. It will be a pinned direct link. Hopefully we can get some more super plant foldies this past weekend or this coming weekend or in the next couple of days, so I can really get that content going. And you can see right here is a plant foldy staple. This is a Hydra Helix. Say it with me, Hydra Helix. Okay, I'm not going to be as obnoxious today about the Hedera Helix, which is the correct way to say English ivy. You can see right over here, this is a plant that is considered a ground cover. I would not recommend growing an English ivy in your landscape unless it is in an enclosed bed and you are willing to let it climb on your house walls or some type of fence. They can be very invasive. I've noticed that, you know, as far as Hydra Helix or the Hedera Helix, however you want to say it, I think most plant foldies will say Hydra Helix. This plant does so much better outdoors in a space where it actually gets bright indirect light. It does not get spider mites when it is outdoors. Now let it grow indoors, and within like a week, there's probably going to be spider mites unless you are aggressively or more so passionately spraying it with neem oil spray. I mean, but you can see right here, this is a sea of Hedera Helix, and I am living for it. I absolutely love it. And you'll notice that this one right here, for instance, has broader leaves. Some English ivy have more narrow leaves, smaller leaves, and it's beautiful. And if you look at the combination, so you can see that we've got English ivy with this beautiful orange coleus plant. And here's the thing about coleus plants. As much as I love Aglaonema, I loved coleus plants as well. If you rewind to my videos, my big box or plant shopping videos, you can just check my playlist. Last year, I was obsessed with coleus plants, and it's because look at how beautiful the colors are. Again, these are only for $1.98. You can easily propagate them, and for me, it's the bright colors. I like colorful plants. I think color just brings a lot of joy. I am all about that positivity, like I said again. And I mean, this right here, Orange foliage in plants is, the new rave. I would say a lot of people are really getting into the orange color in terms of plants. And as I pan around over here, you can see that this is just a beautiful outdoor garden center for Lowe's location. I will get to the indoor tropical plants. I'm gonna go visit a lot of the Costa Farms plants that are coming out at big box stores. And based on some of the people that have actually tuned into my plant shopping videos, you guys have actually mentioned that the Dallas-Fort Worth area has a really good selection of plants. Very fortunate that the Dallas metropolitan area just has a very strong plant community. Now over here, you can see that this is a potato vine. This is the neon version of it. What I love about potato vines is that they're a little bit more drought tolerant. You can grow them in full sun. Most people will actually grow them as an annual in North Dallas. And then you can see right here, here is another example of a Tradescanthia. This is a Tradescanthia Nanook. And what I like about the Tradescanthia Nanook, this one is for $4.98, is this plant used to be super rare, or at least about 5 years ago, during the pandemic, a one leaf, one node cutting of a Tradescanthia Nanook could be like $20. And now you can actually find these in an outdoor section because some people actually consider this plant to be more of an indoor tropical plant. Some people will grow this as a container plant outdoors. I actually have had one that got super leggy, and I basically cut it back down to the pretty much down to the last node to the soil, and just took these cuttings, and you can see that one fell off. So I'm just going to stick it directly into soil. These Tradescanthia, especially the Nanook, grows very easily, propagates very easily in direct soil. It is a plant, just like most Tradescanthia, they tend to get a little bit leggy. So when you start to see strands of them just being leggy and just not having foliage, I would just cut it all the way back and it will promote new growth. Now over here is a creeping Jenny. So this is another plant that is considered like ground cover. This one is for $19.98. I would actually think that this could be a plant you can grow indoors. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if this is something that you've considered growing indoors, or is this kind of like an annual plant, a plant that you would just grow for one season and then let it die off in the winter and just buy another one. I really love the insights that you guys give me, and shout out to especially Kathy. And I know I mentioned Kathy, she is our plant foldie from Canada. Kathy is basically on every single live premiere that she can get on, and I really appreciate you, Kathy, for taking the time to really just give me commentary in the comment section, and for all the plant foldies that actually invest the time to just let me know about your daily life, let me know about your plants, ask me questions, have a full-blown conversation with other plant foldies. Utilize the comment section as almost like an old school message board. Now we're going to spin over here, and I love seeing proven winner plants. So here's the thing about proven winner plants. These are the caladiums. This one is for $6.98. And you can see this is the Heart to Heart Tickle Me Pink Caladium Hybrid by Proven Winners. Typically, you will see proven winner plants usually at Home Depot. So as I go to these different big box stores, you will see that there are certain nurseries that provide proven winners plants, whether it is the indoor tropical plants, the Proven Winners Leaf Joy series, or just proven winner plants. I love the fact that you can go there and go to a big box store and find it. And you'll notice that this is the same caladium I picked up, but notice the size difference in the leaves. Look at how large this beautiful plant is. And again, with caladiums, if you actually had subscribed to my YouTube membership program, the Super Plant Foldies, you'll see that my welcome video had like snippets of all my different interests, and you could see my caladium garden. One year I actually bought so many caladium bulbs, my whole back patio was full of different colorful caladiums. The thing about caladiums is you really can only grow them for a season unless you are growing them in a heated area and giving them lots of light indoors. outdoors, they tend to go dormant, and really that's the natural thing for caladium. Here is another one. This is a strap leaf caladium for $6.98, and you can see the very beautiful pink. So if you are somebody that loves pink plants, you already know Plant Foldies. I love pink plants. Leave in the comment section if you love pink plants. Caladiums are another plant that I would recommend growing into your collection. And then over here, and I'm just really excited to be shopping today for plants. This one is for $8.98, and this is called a Kong coleus. So the Kong coleus tends to have very large leaves for a coleus plant. I like Kong coleus. The only thing about it is they're very thirsty plants, and they tend to be a little bit more challenging to grow, especially if you do not have time to water them. Now, if you try to grow them indoors, you really have to stay on top of the watering. And for me, it was actually a surprise that I was really into coleus plants. I think the reason why is because I basically had probably 40 to 50 pots of coleus outside of my house, and it was easy for me to water them. This year I'm not going to go overboard with coleus, and as I've pretty much gotten into plants, I've really learned a lot of lessons, and one lesson is to not go overboard and just feel like you have to collect every single species of a specific plant. Now, I'm just going to spin around here and continue to show you all the other plants that they have at the outdoor section. Again, Plant Foldies, I will be going into the indoor tropical plants, and I already know you guys, and you know, YouTube is very telling in terms of my YouTube analytics. I know that the majority of you guys really want to see the indoor tropical plants, but I've realized that if I want to really be passionate about the plants that I want to present in the content I want to produce, I want to make sure that I am sharing all facets of my plant interest versus just feeding the YouTube algorithm. Now, some people might not really agree with me. You know, you're more than welcome to disagree with me, but whenever it comes to creating content on YouTube or any social media, I feel like a content creator should really stick to their roots. And what I mean by that is you should really present the things that are really interest for you, not what everybody else demands or expects of you. And that is the reason why I have been very passionate about showing you Acer palmatum or Japanese maples. Now, a lot of you guys probably have never even thought about growing Japanese maples. You know, to let everybody know, I used to just be obsessed with Japanese maples. That was really more of my niche, if you want to call it, is bonsai, Japanese maples, Japanese gardens, more simplistic presentations. And if you look over here, even at a big box store like Lowe's, you will find an Acer palmatum or a bloodgood Japanese maple. Love the scarlet red leaves. And then we can even see that there are some more of the lace leaf varieties here. Please make sure you are checking out my Metro Maples walkthrough. It's a Japanese maple nursery tour that I did. I made 2 videos, and it was so hilarious that YouTube analytics told me that your regular viewers are not as interested in this video. So it was kind of a wake-up call for me, because I feel like when it comes to these big box or plant shopping videos, you just mention big box store and the algorithm may just push you to more plant lovers. But for me, I would just hope that, you know, if you did click on this video to see all of the plants at a big box store, hopefully I can influence you, make awareness for other plants that maybe you may not have been as interested in, like this one right here. And this is super exciting. So this is a Calmodian type of lime. So this is actually what you call a calamansi, which is considered the Philippines lime. My family is originally from the Philippines. Proud Filipino American here. Mabuhay, kamusta to my kababayans. Look at this. So if you're looking for calamansi tree, can you believe that there is actually one available this size for only $49.95? I actually have 2 calamansi trees, one that I bought at a nursery out in Fort Worth, same size actually. I ended up spending $60 versus the $49.95, but you can see right here, this is a staple when it comes to Filipinos. That is got so many uses for that calamansi fruit. Let me know in the comment section if you are Filipino or if you are interested in calamansi. Let me know if you have actually found them at a big box, or I'm actually considering buying one. So This weekend, I'm actually super excited that I will be going back to Houston to actually celebrate my grandmother's 90th birthday celebration. She had already turned 90 a month ago, but we are actually doing a full-blown celebration for her 90th birthday. We will be celebrating our culture, so we will be wearing Filipino traditional clothing, and we have over 100 guests appearing. So as far as her party, her celebration, especially for my YouTube members, my super plant foldies, you guys will get a lot of exclusive content of the party. But my plant foldies in the main community, you will also get some snippets of the party. But the main event is really going to be on my YouTube membership tier. So again, if you haven't already, it is only for $2.99 to join. Look for the join button if you're watching this on a computer, on the videos, or if you're watching this on an YouTube app on your phone. Look in the comment section. It will be a pinned link for you to click on and join the YouTube membership. So super excited again to go see my Lola Belen. This Friday and Saturday, we will be celebrating her 90th birthday. I will be around so many family, and it'll just be really nice to hang out with her. My grandmother is really the source of my inspiration, whether it is through my love for plants, but more so the mindset I have toward life. I mean, when you think about it, she has lived 9 decades, and I know she's going to continue to live a very healthy and happy life. And she really attributes that to growing plants, even as a little girl. And, for me, if you want to talk about the benefits of plants and really reap the benefits, utilize my grandmother as an example, because she is of sound mind and body. And I'm going to have some special content to place on the Grow Folds Plant Foldy community. Feel free to have any birthday greetings for her. I would definitely love to show you that as she does read the comments. But anyways, let me just walk through again. You could see how beautiful this outdoor garden section is, plant foldies. And this is why I have to go to big box stores and do big box store plant shopping videos. I haven't been nearly as consistent about going and filming this week, just because things have been really busy. But I will say that there is so much joy just picking up plants like this hosta right here and talking about it with the plant foldies. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick up some more of these plants that you can find in the garden center at Lowe's. Hostas for $7.98 by Monrova Plants. Beautiful plant. These are considered perennials, so you can actually grow these in the landscape, and depending on your grow zone, again, it will actually come back year after year. Many varieties, although I like the green on green variegation. Those hostas though need to be put in a shaded area. They really don't take full sun, or at least that's what I've been told. Let me know in the comment section if that is really the plant care tips for it, but you can see these are the larger versions for $12.98. I really like the texture of the leaves. I love the shape. I love the dark green borders. And we will just walk around here again. And again, with the track that is currently playing, this is called You're on the Beats by DJ Bang Beats. That is by my friend Derek, who has actually got a website called djbangbeats.com. Check it out. He's the one who actually creates all of the original tracks for my YouTube channel. So I don't have to worry about any copyright claims or anything of that nature. So I'm really thankful that I have a solid support system when it comes to just sourcing out talent. And DJ Bang Beats, let me know what you think of this song. This is the official dance track of our plant foldy. So now we're going to be actually walking into the indoor tropical section. This is the main event. This is the place where everybody wants to go see what kind of indoor plants we'll be finding today. First one up for our plant shopping haul is a Syngonium white butterfly. This one is by Costa Farms in a 6-inch hanging basket for only $16.98. Beautiful plant. This one right here, I hope somebody will end up buying it because it's still healthy looking. There's only one yellow leaf, but as in terms of a full plant, what an easy to care for plant as well. The only thing about syngoniums is you have to make sure you are watering this plant consistently, because if you let it dry out for too long, that is when the leaves start to die off. It gets pretty leggy, and also the lighting conditions, you're going to need to give it a lot of bright indirect light, otherwise it gets leggy. It tends to want to actually grow up a totem pole or moss pole. You can let it trail down, but its natural growth habit is for it to climb. It is a climber, and you know, that's one thing I did want to mention to anybody that watches my plant shopping videos is we do need to do research on the growth habits of certain plants, whether it is a climber, a trailer, a crawler. That's the type of plant you really need to know what the growth habits are, so that way you can give it the best conditions for it to grow that way. And then over here we do have some Phalaenopsis orchids in a combination container. You notice that there is an Epipremnum aureum, Mandula pothos. You can see these are all Costa Farms Phalaenopsis orchids. And when I say that Costa Farms has a full-blown operation of just mass producing so many plants to make them readily available for all of the plant lovers, I mean, they really do, whether it is Phalaenopsis orchids, indoor tropical plants, they've even got bonsai specimens, they've got outdoor gardening plants, they've pretty much got it all. And you know, a lot of people have opinions about Costa Farms, you know, mixed opinions, but I will say for anybody that buys big box store plants, don't let anybody say that you are not supporting small businesses or going big box or plant shopping destroys small businesses. I believe that there is enough consumerism where everybody can choose to go shop wherever. You've noticed in a lot of my plant shopping videos that I love to promote local nurseries, especially nurseries and shops like Peta's Planters, for instance. But at the end of the day, not everybody is fortunate to be able to go to small nurseries. Big box stores are typically more readily available for the general public. So what I will say is, rather than to attack somebody or to actually shame them for going big box store plant shopping, let's exercise that kindness and really understand where people come from. I get the concern that some people will say that big box stores may take out small businesses. I would say for the small businesses, if you want to support a small business, I would say make sure you make an effort to go shop a small business, whether it is online shopping or in your local nurseries. But at the same time, if you find a plant that is cost effective and you feel like that plant is wanting to go home with you, there is no shame in going big box or plant shopping. I would say all of my plants that I have in my plant collection, as I pick up these plants, for instance, by Live Trends Designs, they are a combination of local nurseries, small businesses, and big box stores. The majority of my plant content, of course, is big box or plant shopping, because most of you guys tend to have a Walmart, a Lowe's, a Target, a Home Depot, versus say wonderful small businesses like Peta's Planters, Green Acres Nurseries, you know, these DFW shops. But at the same time, just know that if you are going to go shopping, it's still great to go compare and contrast plants in terms of the plant pricing, the health of the plant, the variety of the plants. There's just a lot there to it in terms of just shopping for plants. There's not a one size fits all, because I've even noticed that some people will say big box store plant shopping is always going to be more inexpensive than say shopping at a local nursery. That is not always the case. I've seen small businesses and local nurseries actually offer some very cost-effective plant pricing. So that's my little my little tidbits, my little rant about big box or plant shopping versus say small businesses. There is an audience for everybody. All I would just say is, let's just support anybody we want to support. I mean, I really love picking up these Live Trends Design plants, for instance. Now, the thing about Live Trends Designs, you can see that is a neon pothos, and then we have another Epipremnum aureum pearls and jade pothos, $16.98. But when you look at the style of the planters, that modern contemporary look, I love it if it's my aesthetics. It is one aesthetic that I always like to mention in all my videos because I want you guys to really get to know me. Whether I am faceless on YouTube and you already know the whole story, the reason why I choose to be faceless on YouTube is not because I am hiding anything. Trust and believe, if you were to meet me in person, I am definitely very bubbly, very energetic. For all of the plant foldies that have met me in person, you can even vouch for me. I just choose to be able to have a line in the sand when there is one where it separates my social media presence versus my day-to-day everyday life. Sometimes, and I tend to talk about this a lot, sometimes we get consumed with putting too much on social media to the point where a lot of our lives are really just digital space versus actually meeting the person face to face in person and getting to know them. I'll share little tidbits about myself, especially on the super plant foldy tier. But overall, I feel like this has worked for me, and I appreciate those that support my decision to just be faceless on YouTube for now. Now, as far as the plants again that we are looking at, you can see right here, Pachira aquatica, $18.98, and we have a ZZ plant again by Live Trends Design. Notice the beautiful planters that they have. There is a lot of thought behind Live Trends Designs. I would like to perhaps see what that thought process looks like, or really just get to know the team behind Live Trends Designs. I was really fortunate to have met the Costa Farms team when I was out at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, Florida. Definitely check out my PlantCon 2025 video of Orlando, Florida. I have several episodes, hour-long videos, so it's really long format content. And somebody actually mentioned to me why I insist on doing 1 hour plant shopping videos or hour-long videos versus doing shorter videos. A couple of reasons. Number one, in the day and age where everybody is so consumed with TikTok, Instagram Reels, where literally it's a 15-second clip, maybe at the most a minute, I want to take it back to old school when YouTube was created about 20 years ago, back in 2020 or 2005, somewhere around there, when YouTube just first started, where long format content was the prime source versus the short blink of an eye content. Now, I don't have anything against short format content. It just doesn't happen to be one that I tend to gravitate to. A lot of my nephews and nieces, for instance, they don't really have that long of an attention span, and hopefully I can keep you guys engaged with the longer format content. And then number two, in terms of doing big box or plant shopping videos that are longer, it gives us more time to chat on the live premiere chats. Like, a lot of the reason why I do daily 1 hour plant shopping videos for this long is because I want our community to be able to go back old school when we had chat rooms where people could just chat. Leave in the comments section if you get that nostalgia with my plant content where there is a live premiere where people can actually chat live. Not 100% sure of other content creators that make plant content actually have live premiere chats. That for me is the reason why I do my plant shopping videos this long, and I just like to utilize that much time in a big box store because this is very much therapeutic for me. Now, as far as, again, these plants that I'm picking up, you'll notice that I'll just pick up a lot of plants, show it to you on the screen. These are plants that you probably saw yesterday, last week's video, last month's video. I mean, these are plants that if you have been watching my videos, you will know that was an Aglaonema electric lime. And what else do we have here? We've got another Epipremnum aureum, pearls and jade pothos. Care tips for this again by Urban Jungle. This one's actually for $14.98. Bright indirect light is best for an Epipremnum aureum, pearls and jade pothos. Water when the soil is dry, and if you're able to give them a moss pole or a totem pole, something to support them for them to climb, they actually get larger leaves. Now this one right here, beautiful, $24.98. plants, this Live Trends design. Look at that beautiful pastel pink pot with this philodendron moonlight. Philodendron moonlight is one of my favorite philodendrons because you guessed it, it has that neon colored leaf. With any neon colored philodendrons or aroids, in order for that plant to maintain that neon yellow variegation or color, you have to provide it with a lot of bright indirect light. Oftentimes you would need to flood it with like a grow light, otherwise it will actually become more green. And then over here by Urban Jungle, this one is a Dracaena Lime Surprise, beautiful Dracaena. It also has neon green margins, and then right here $15.98 in a pink planter. I actually like the planter by Costa Farms. This one is an Aglaonema electric lime, beautiful Aglaonema. I think what I appreciate about that Aglaonema is it has that white stems, it's got some metallic silver foliage on it, and when you look at all three of the plants I just put down on the ground, these are three plants I would put in a combination. I would display them next to each other because they have the same kind of color palette. I am curious with the plant foldies watching in today's video, do you like mix up your plants, or do you actually have a certain color palette, a planter palette, something along lines on how you display your plants? Really curious about that as well. Please leave your insights. And if you made it this far into the video, plant foldies, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. It definitely validates my efforts. Again, it takes several hours to create even a 1 hour plant shopping video. All I ask is if you aren't going to join my YouTube membership program tier, the Super Plant Foldies, at least hit the like button, maybe leave me a comment. Let me just go ahead and continue to go pick up some plants right over here. Now we are going to be looking at some Urban Jungle plants. Now these ones are for $13.98. You will notice the difference between Urban Jungle plants versus Live Trends designs. For instance, this new planter here has some nice geometric designs. Urban Jungle tends to have more fun, funky designs, like a boho style look about it. This one is a Monstera juvenile form. And then we also have a ZZ plant here. And then this one is also a new planter by Urban Jungle. I am a fan of Urban Jungle. I would say as far as Urban Jungle, if you're looking for something that has a little bit more fun, a little bit more funky, something a little bit more unique in terms of the planter, definitely go with Urban Jungle. Urban Jungle plants also are inexpensive if you ask my opinion, because you're getting a really cool looking planter and you will also find a quality plant. I mean, they have many different varieties of plants. This one, for instance, is a Sansevieria Moonshine. You can notice that it's got more of a silver grayish, greenish tone to it. This Sansevieria or snake plant actually needs a little bit more bright light in order for it to maintain that coloration. Needless to say, this Sansevieria is still a very easy to care for plant. And then you can see right here, here is another new Urban Jungle planter. This is the first time I'm actually seeing this one. This one is a bird's nest fern for only $13.98. I love Urban Jungle plants. I think what I like about Urban Jungle plants is how cost effective they are. And as we go shopping for plants, we all are looking for the best prices. You can see that there is a little bit more price difference, at least $1 more with Live Trends designs. This one right here is a Dracaena Lime Surprise. This one also has a beautiful like spring tone color for it. It's got that nice minty look with the flowers etched into it. I really like that look as well. That one is actually for $15.98. And then you can see right here, $13.98. This is another Urban Jungle planter. I do like the terracotta base underneath it with the white glaze on this Philodendron Birkin. Philodendron Birkins, they are common philodendrons, but they are philodendrons that I believe should be in somebody's plant collection because they are easy to care for. And then take a look at this dark foliage philodendron. This is a Philodendron Black Cardinal, and Philodendron Black Cardinal, I remember, used to be quite expensive about 5 years ago. You know, a lot of plants during the pandemic when everybody was into plants, they were quite expensive. And now you can find a beautiful Philodendron Black Cardinal at a big box store at Lowe's. And as far as the dark foliage plants, the black plants, the dark brown plants, I love them because there is a sense of elegance when it comes down to it. I mean, think about like philodendron, black cardinal, ZZ raven plants. All of those dark foliage plants are pretty cool. Now we talk about urban jungle planters being really fun and funky. You can see this is another urban jungle planter. This one is more of like a handmade terracotta planter. And if you're gonna ask me in terms of a classic planter that I could always have in my plant collection, it would definitely be terracotta planters. I actually have spent a lot of time converting a lot of my plants, specifically my aglaonemas, in semi-hydroponic substrates. But now that I have found Classy Rabbit soil, and you already know that I like to put little snippets of Classy Rabbit soil, you'll definitely see that in just a second. And Foldies, have you ever heard of this new soil called Classy Rabbit, which is from a local small business out in McKinney, Texas? Really excited to share with you this new soil, which is 100% organic. What I love about it is that this is a standalone type soil. You don't have to mix orchid bark or other amenities that actually make this soil chunky. It is already chunky, light, and fast draining. You can use it to improve your existing soil. What I also like about it is they are made by farmers, so they don't really consult like soil scientists or whatever that means. They really know what Mother Nature has in the soil. And what I like about it is I've been able to pot up a lot of my plants from overseas, and they have really acclimated to this soil. I love the fact that, again, it is 100% organic, and the ingredients that we have would be rabbit manure, composed food waste, pine bark chips, mycorrhizae, dried molasses, pumice, and expanded shale, rice hulls, and yucca extract. So all of those ingredients really make this soil. It is balanced, and what I love about it is Classy Rabbit products are simple where it counts, smart where they matter. So that means all of the ingredients that the soil needs, it's right there. They don't need to add anything else, and they don't offer anything that they don't need. I also love the fact that Classy Rabbit is priced well, where it's a happy medium between the low prices of cheap, and when I say cheap, quality, and the high prices of unnecessary ingredients. It kind of balances it both. And if you see right here, I potted this aglaonema up in a terracotta planter. You can see how fast draining it is as I put a bunch of water into the soil. You can see that it is literally just draining through, but just because it's fast draining, it doesn't mean that it doesn't retain moisture. It definitely does. But I love the fact that I don't have to worry about adding any perlite, because this particular soil doesn't have perlite. It has all natural ingredients. So for those that have never heard about Classy Rabbit, please go to classyrabbit.com. I highly endorse this soil. I love it so much. And even though I've been doing semi-hydroponic substrates like Lechuza Pond and Leca, I've actually been converting all of my plants back to soil because of this particular soil. They do offer free shipping at classyrabbit.com. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested, and hopefully you will support Classy Rabbit. I mean, have you pooped on your plants lately? I would. Hopefully people have actually put in orders on classyrabbit.com. It is a naturally sourced soil. Love it a lot. It works really well for my aglaonemas, and we're looking at an aglaonema here. This is an aglaonema Nicole by Urban Jungle as well. And then we have another Urban Jungle plant, and Urban Jungle is actually mixing it up a little bit with a metal planter. This one is a Syndapsis exotica for $24.98. And here is another Urban Jungle planter for $24.98. Look at this. This is a planter that's been painted, and you can see that this is a Ficus lyrata, or a fiddle leaf fig tree. Love this as well. This one looks like to be more of a compact version of a fiddle fig leaf. Ficus lyrata do require quite a bit of bright light. You need to stay on top of the watering. You don't really want to keep this the soil dry for too long, otherwise it starts to drop its leaves. Another thing about Ficus lyrata is you really want to choose a space and leave it there. It does not like to be moved around a lot, and And let's see what else we have over here. We've got a string of turtles. This one right here is only for $12.98. I don't really have a lot of string of anything because I've noticed that the hanging baskets of succulents tend to not do very well for me, so I've kind of steered away from that. And then over here we've got a red marantha over here, and this one is an 8-inch planter for $20.84 by Costa Farms. And you'll see that it's got beautiful foliage. You know, marantha or prayer plants tend to be a little bit finicky, so again, that is another plant that I've kind of steered away from in terms of just adding into my plant collection. From Live Trends Design Plants, this is another beautiful Epipremnum aureum marble queen. Look at how beautiful this one is. This one is for $16.98. This one has quite a bit of nice variegation. I haven't seen a marble queen pothos in these ceramic planters. Really love that pink ceramic planter. Again, this is only for $16.98, and I am a really big fan of these pothos plants. We want basic plants, we want easy to care for plants. Live Trends Design has them, and so I'm going to pick up some more of these pothos plants right here. This one right here is a pearls and jade for $16.98, which is a really good price when you think about the pothos plant and the ceramic planter that you're going to get from Live Trends Design. And my favorite pothos plant right over here, this is a neon pothos. Beautiful neon colors. Who has a neon pothos plant foldies? Let me know, leave it in the comment section below. But that one right there is my favorite pothos plant. And now we're going to be looking at a lot of these Costa Farms exotic angel plants. This one is a 5-inch planter. So this one is a croton mame for $8.98. So all of the 5-inch planters, the exotic angel line by Costa Farms, is $8.98. You can see over here, this is a croton bush on fire for $5.98 in a 3.5-inch planter. The exotic angel line has a lot of the same types of plants, but if you are looking to start a plant collection, this is a really good value for the money that you would pay for. This one right here is another Hydra Helix. This one is the Little Herman Ivy. Beautiful plant for $5.98. And then we have a Balfour Aurelia. Love this one as well. This is a variegated Aurelia for only $5.98. And here's the thing about this particular plant. You do want to stay consistent when it comes to the watering. It does get fairly large. The stems actually get very woody once it starts to mature. And then over here, my favorite Palea. This one is a Palea Pan Am. Love the dark foliage that it has. And you know, as far as this plant right here, you do want to make sure that the soil does not stay dry for too long. It does need consistent watering, bright indirect light, and if you're able to give higher humidity levels, it's going to do well. And then over here we've got a Belgian waffle plant. So here is one that I would love to grow in my plant collection, but it is another example of a plant that I've tried to grow multiple times, but it has actually gone to plant heaven multiple times. That one is for $8.98, and I am back in love with Syngonium. So look at this particular Syngonium right here for $8.98. I really love the round leaves that it has. I'm not 100% sure what this Syngonium variety is, but you'll notice that it's not really a narrow shaped leaf. It's actually a more rounder leaf, and I really love the leaf shape of this. It also has that subtle red veining on it. So we're just going to keep looking at some more exotic angel plants. Feel free to leave in the comment section which plant you've actually bought from Costa Farms exotic angel line, which ones you're looking forward to getting. And if you have any questions about the plant care tips, please leave that in the comments section below. Like I said, again, I love the commentary, and let's keep walking around and shop with me. This particular plant is actually known as the flame violet. Look at how beautiful the leaves are. It's got a metallic shine to it, and it does have some beautiful red blooms. This one is only for $16.98. Really love the look of this plant. This is another plant that I would like to add to my plant collection. They actually have one that has pink leaves, and you'll see that Costa Farms has a lot of these 6-inch planters. This one I believe is some type of hanging basket planter. I don't know the plant ID for this one. $16.98. And you know, as far as the hanging baskets, like I said, again, I like the 6-inch planters versus the 8-inch planters, and this one for $20.98 is a beautiful Fittonia pink wave. And here's the thing, look at how large these pink leaves are. Fittonias are typically smaller leaf. The pink wave is actually a large form Fittonia, and this one is actually one that has beautiful large pink foliage. Really love the veining. And as far as Fittonias, somebody had asked, how do you keep it alive? Well, as far as Fittonias, you want to stay on top of the watering. So keep the soil consistently moist. So you want to water it a little bit more consistently. Bright indirect light and higher humidity levels will keep it alive. And now we're just going to be picking up a bunch of these exotic angel plants. They range from $5.98 for the 3.5-inch planters like the Syngonium Maria. This particular one, as far as the Syngonium, you need to give it light, bright indirect light, for it to really maintain that chocolate brown color. And we'll be looking at some more of these exotic angel plants right here. For $12.98, Costa Farms has this beautiful spathiphyllum, or what you call a peace lily. Peace lilies are beautiful plants. They get very large, but they need quite a bit of water. So that's another plant that, even though it has easy care tips, the watering is what's going to get me to where I wouldn't be able to keep it alive long term. And then in Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue pothos, I love that as well. $16.98. And we are now approaching one of my favorites. We've got an Aglaonema red Siam for $12.98. Beautiful plant right here. Look at the red borders that it has and pink stems. an easy to care for plant, one that's super cost effective as well. One that I would say if you're going to call yourself a plant foldie, you should add one to your plant collection. I want to make sure that we are still trying to popularize Aglaonema. So please use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema if you are going to be posting on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, any social media of any type of Aglaonema. But this particular one right here, this one only needs water when the soil is completely dry. It can tolerate lower light conditions. You can see that that one is a beautiful plant. And then we're going to keep picking up some more plants here. This one is a creeping fig, and then another Epipremnum aureum, pearls and jade pothos for $16.98. This one is in a 6-inch planter, and this is why it's super fun to go plant shopping. This is the reason why I love walking around here, picking up plants, and just really showing y'all what plants that we have. You never know what you're going to run into. And as far as a plant here, I have a plant budget of $20, and today I might find some plants that might be interested in, like this one right here, $15.98. It's another Ficus lyrata by Costa Farms, and we have several exotic angel plants to pick from. Here is another Hydra helix. This one right here is a garland English ivy. Look at the leaves. It's a little bit larger, wider leaves, and I love it even if it's just a green variety. And then we have another Hydra helix. This one is a Florida ivy. This one has more sharper looking leaves. Really love the look of this one. It looks like it has a little bit more dense foliage. And then as I spin around here, look at this. So for $16.98, look at this Philodendron heteroecium Brazil. I actually like the look of this because it has some high variegation. I am probably going to end up buying this Philodendron heteroecium here. Like I said, again, the 6-inch hanging baskets by Costa Farms tends to be a little bit more cost effective from my budget, and it also is easier to maintain. So this one is for sure going to be going home with me. With Philodendron heteroecium Brazil, you just want to make sure that if you want that that variegation, it's actually influenced by the amount of light you provided. So giving it more bright indirect light is really going to push out that variegation. And you'll see that we have some more 6-inch hanging baskets right here. This is a variegated lipstick plant by Costa Farms, and we have another Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue pothos in a 6-inch planter, which I say again, if you're going to go look for a hanging basket, I would start off with a 6-inch planter by Costa Farms. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, what you think of these hanging baskets. And you can even see right over here, we have another Aglaonema red Siam. I love it, $12.98. Please add one to your plant collection. I'm telling you, we need to popularize Aglaonema. We've got several plant foldies that have actually gotten into Aglaonema, and feel free to tag me on Instagram at GrowFolds and use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema if you are going to be posting about them. We are almost at 100 posts using that hashtag, and that is super exciting. Thanks to all the plant foldies for that. Springtime is really the best time to go plant shopping. I mean, you can see that all of the Lowe's I have visited have quite a bit of indoor tropical plants. Outdoor garden center is super full, and you can even see this is one of my favorite Lowe's to go shopping at because they have full plants. This is some more Costa Farms trending tropical plants. This is a really nice and full Monstera adansonii for $19.98. With the Monstera adansonii, please make sure you are giving it some type of moss pole for it to really grow up, because that is the natural growth habit of a Monstera adansonii. And then over here we have an Alocasia silver dragon, beautiful plant. I remember when Alocasia silver dragon was super expensive, and now it is available at a big box store, courtesy from Costa Farms, making it readily available for the general public. And so we're going to keep picking up some more plants right here. This is another Monstera stadliana. Love that as well. And for $19.98, $0.98. That's not a bad price at all. You know, as far as the upcoming weekend, I am really excited to be sharing some footage from my grandmother's 90th celebration. Super excited to be around family. And, you know, as far as my grandmother, as I mentioned earlier in the video, a lot of her health, her wellness really has to do with plants. She's going to even talk about that in a future video. So if you're looking to improve your health, maintain your health, stay active, and even stimulate your mind, I would highly suggest growing plants. And, you know, for anybody that has discovered my YouTube channel in terms of just all the plant content, stick around for the plant foldies. I do have a live premiere chat that I typically premiere at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We've talked about you guys potentially joining the Super Plant Foldy YouTube membership tier only for $2.99. You will really get a lot of the personalized content that I will be creating. I just haven't had as much time to do so, but once I do, it is really going to be flowing in there. There's going to be membership only posts as well as other content as that. But I did want to spin around here one last time to show you that Aglaonema red cyan, and we're just going to take one more look around all of the plants that they have available. You'll notice that even the merchandising of the plants at this particular Lowe's is on point, and that's the thing about going shopping at a big box store. When things are organized, when things are nice and full, you are more inspired to go shopping for the products. So as far as all of the products here, kudos to this particular Lowe's. They have always been super full with all of the plants, and whenever they are not releasing a lot of these new plants, at least the plants are healthy looking and are organized. As we're about to wrap up this shopping adventure, you know, things I would like to leave everybody as far as we are heading into the weekend. I did want to wish everybody a happy Easter, a good Friday, lots of time with your family, and just really enjoy the moment, because at the end of the day, family is what counts. Being present around those that you love. You never know how things will pan out for the next day. So enjoy the time you have with each other. Celebrate with the plant foldies if you actually celebrate Good Friday and Easter. I am just really excited about this coming weekend. I cannot really contain how excited I am to finally see my grandmother. I haven't seen her in quite a while, and we will get to catch up with grandmother, my Lola Belen. So we'll see what that all pans out for this weekend. As always, plant foldies, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. Hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more plant content like this. I definitely will be more consistent next week. Let me know in the comment section what you thought. I'll see you on the next one. Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today will be big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's out in Allen, Texas. It is a cloudy day, but I wanted to go plant shopping with you and take you guys alongside with me. So definitely see what kind of plants we have available at this Lowe's location. in Allen, Texas. I've been doing a lot of big box store plant shopping videos, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. So far, we're going to see what kind of plants we have that are going to be available for spring 2025. Summer is just around the corner, but you already know whenever it goes to big box store plant shopping videos, springtime is prime time. And as always, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as following me on Instagram at Growfold. If you have any questions or just want to get in touch with me directly, that is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie. I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos, but I also have a lot of other plant content. So we're going to see what this Lowe's location has to offer. I will say, being based out in North Dallas, we have some amazing big box stores. So we're going to see what plants we will have over here. And we're going to go ahead and go into the garden center of Lowe's location. This one right now, I'm going to take a little bit of time to show you a little bit of the outdoor gardening section. Don't worry, I will actually show you a ton of indoor tropical plants, but I love all plants. So you already know plant foldies. I like to feature many different types of plants. You can see right here, we've got a peach type of hibiscus. So it's a double bloom hibiscus, beautiful plant. Where I'm from, or where my family's from in the Philippines, we call these gomamela, and these plants love full sun. So for me, I wouldn't be able to grow this plant in my landscape because my grow zone is 8B. The winters are super harsh, and these tropical shrubs would not make it in these cold winters. But needless to say, if you want to grow a hibiscus, especially in my grow zone, you can actually grow them in a planter that you can actually take indoors to overwinter. Foldies, have you ever heard of this new soil called Classy Rabbit, which is from a local small business out in McKinney, Texas? Really excited to share with you this new soil, which is 100% organic. What I love about it is that this is a standalone type soil. You don't have to mix orchid bark or other amenities that actually make this soil chunky. It is already chunky, light, and fast draining. You can use it to improve your existing soil. What I also like about it is they are made by farmers, so they don't really consult like soil scientists or whatever that means. They really know what Mother Nature has in the soil. And what I like about it is I've been able to pot up a lot of my plants from overseas, and they have really acclimated to this soil. I love the fact that, again, it is 100% organic, and the ingredients that we have would be rabbit manure, composed food waste, pine bark chips, mycorrhizae, dried molasses, pumice, and expanded shale, rice hulls, and yucca extract. So all of those ingredients really make this soil. It is balanced, and what I love about it is Classy Rabbit products are simple where it counts, smart where they matter. So that means all of the ingredients that the soil needs, it's right there. They don't need to add anything else, and they don't offer anything that they don't need. I also love the fact that Classy Rabbit is priced well, where it's a happy medium between the low prices of cheap, and when I say cheap, quality, and the high prices of unnecessary ingredients. It kind of balances it both. And if you see right here, I potted this aglaonema up in a terracotta planter. You can see how fast draining it is as I put a bunch of water into the soil. You can see that it is literally just draining through, but just because it's fast draining, it doesn't mean that it doesn't retain moisture. It definitely does. But I love the fact that I don't have to worry about adding any perlite, because this particular soil doesn't have perlite. It has all natural ingredients. So for those that have never heard about Classy Rabbit, please go to classyrabbit.com. I highly endorse this soil. I love it so much. And even though I've been doing semi-hydroponic substrates like Lechuza Pond and Leca, I've actually been converting all of my plants back to soil because of this particular soil. They do offer free shipping at classyrabbit.com. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested, and hopefully you will support Classy Rabbit. I mean, have you pooped on your plants lately? I would. And plant foldies, if you haven't already, try ordering off of classyrabbit.com for some amazing soil. We are now in the outdoor garden section of this particular Lowe's location, and I wanted to spend a little bit more time outside showing you some of the outdoor plants before we get into the main event, which is going to be the indoor tropical plants. And trust and believe, there are tons of plants, so definitely stay tuned till the end of the video to really see some amazing indoor tropical plants. But you can see right here, we've got a bunch of proven winter plants. So I've been featuring a lot of these proven winter plants, the outdoor garden plants. Typically you'll find them at Home Depot, but you can see they have some beautiful begonias, proven winners plants. Love them. They have some amazing quality plants. These are only for $6.47. We've got some actually not 47, I'm sorry, $6.98. This is the double up red wax begonia right over here. Look at those beautiful blooms. I love the pink, and I just love the arrangement of this particular Lowe's location. You know, we do a lot of big box store plant shopping videos, and I will say, for all those that have actually tuned in, I really appreciate that you guys actually take the time to watch my videos and also interact with me during the live premiere chats, or even during the comments section in the comments page. So I just wanted to say I really appreciate that. But you'll notice that every single big box store is different. Every single big box store is not necessarily created the same. But this particular one right here, which I have not been to for quite a while, I actually am happy that I was able to visit this one because they have a really nice selection of plants. But not only do they have a great selection, this particular Lowe's location has a nice and full organized selection of plants. So kudos to the staff here. Really love that. This is a Lowe's that is definitely a performer when it comes to their merchandising. And then I wanted to go ahead and show you some more caladiums. $6.98, proven winners caladiums. These ones are the Heart to Heart series. You can see that this has got some beautiful coloration here, and very, very tempted to actually grow one indoors, but I am still refraining from just bringing a caladium indoors because, number one, I know you guys have been asking for more than like 2 years, I think, for a houseplant tour. I know that my co-host off of Cultivation Corner, Steven, had just did part 2 of his houseplant tour. So if you haven't already, definitely check out Steven of I Lift Plants. He's got an amazing collection. So I need to do that before I end up putting more plants in my plant collection, is to actually get my houseplant tour together. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, look at this. What do you have to say about these caladiums? Look at how beautiful the red coloration is on here. $6.98. Absolutely stunning. And you know, with the proven winners plants, I will say that their hybrids or their plants are really curated. I mean, they really have a stamp of approval when it comes to the duration of the plants, how durable they are, how beautiful they are, how they perform. They are truly proven winners. And I'm just going to keep picking up all of these beautiful caladiums. Feel free to leave in the comment section your insights about the caladiums by proven winners, what you think of them, and whether you would add these to your plant collection. I am trying to start another trend, a plant trend, which is growing caladiums indoors. Please use the hashtag popularize caladiums if you are willing to participate in this, because you know, aglionemas, I have to say, aglionemas have started to get a little bit more traction. Shout out to all the plant foldies and the super plant foldies for really embracing aglionemas. You know, aglionemas, like I said, again, is my favorite plant. I will basically buy any aglionema that's placed in front of me, and I hope that you guys join the aglionema trend because it is an easy to care for plant. But I also wanted to highlight these beautiful caladiums by proven winners specifically. You know, proven winners, I'm just happy that they are providing not only quality outdoor garden garden plants, but obviously proven winners, leaf joy plants, the indoor tropical plants. So many to pick from. And, you know, as far as big box store plants, obviously you will see Costa Farms will always lead the pack in terms of just having a lot of big box store plants readily available for all the big box stores. But Proven Winners Leaf Joy series as well is a close second, or is up there as well, just depending on the plants that you're looking for. Now over here, I'm going to pick up a bunch of these coleus plants. These ones are for $8.98. This is the Kong series coleus plant. So a couple of things I wanted to highlight about coleus plants. Just like Aglaonema and just like caladiums, I love coleus plants. I think that they're a different, unique plant to grow. They're very colorful. Most people will associate them as an outdoor patio plant, but you can grow these plants indoors. And here's the thing. I am starting to think that maybe not everybody likes like super colorful plants. I absolutely am in love with them, but coleus plants, if you did not know, even though they are in the outdoor garden center, these ones can be grown as an indoor tropical plant in your spaces. Kong coleus, though, are a little bit larger leaf. Actually, they're a lot larger leaf as compared to the coleus plant, the typical one. Now, these ones, when you grow them outdoors, they need to be in more of a shaded area, or at least protection from the hot afternoon sun. If they're able to get, 3 to 4 hours of morning light, that is really best. Now, if you're going to grow them indoors, you do want to put them in either an east-facing window or some place where you can get really good bright indirect light. Coleus plants are super thirsty plants. So if you're going to grow them indoors, you have to be prepared to water them very consistently, as in almost every day. They will let you know when they are not happy or when they need a drink. So some, Coleus care tips, you can notice that they have many different colors and varieties. And the one thing I love about Coleus plants is you can multiply this pot of Coleus plants very easily. You just have to let it grow out a little bit, snip the top of the plant and stick it directly into soil. 3 to 4 days, you have a brand new coleus plant, because that's how fast these plants can root. And you don't even have to water, not water, you have to water them. What I mean is you don't have to go propagate them in water. You can just stick them directly into soil. They have such a high success rate when you actually grow these coleus plants. So that's my spiel on coleus plants. I hope you guys will consider joining the coleus bandwagon as well. And then we're going to be looking at perennials. So perennials, for those that don't know, perennials are plants, again, that you can grow in your landscape depending on your grow zone. So if you have a specific grow zone and it says it's a perennial, you can grow these plants and they will come back year after year. Monrova plants are plants that are a little bit more pricey, but are quality plants. You can see we just picked up a hosta, beautiful plant, and I did want to show you some of these canna lilies. I like the dark foliage on this particular one, mixed with the scarlet red tone. Beautiful colorations. And so as far as the outdoor garden plants, you can see why I love them, because outdoor plants are a lot easier to take care of than indoor tropical plants. You can take a hose, you can have an automatic sprinkler, and you can water them. I really do think that the challenge of growing indoor tropical plants or indoor plants in general is the watering process. It is a tedious process. And then you also think about the pest that you will eventually get in your plant collection. And I hate to say this, because no matter how much plant pest preventative we do, it is inevitable that you may end up getting a little bit of a pest situation with your indoor tropical plants. And that's really because you're taking a plant that was originally growing in an outdoor environment. That outdoor environment actually has beneficial predators that get rid of these plant pests, but indoors you don't necessarily have that option unless you are willing to put beneficial bugs in your home. I have not crossed that road. I don't know if I really want to cross that road, but that is the reason why you'll end up getting a little bit of pests. I don't want it to be a negative thing. It's just the reality of having indoor tropical plants. So, for me, I actually want to know your thoughts, plant foldies, if you have done a lot to try to prevent pests, but you'll still get an occasional, fungus gnat or maybe mealybug. Let me know in the comment section. And if you made it this far into the video, number one, I am just stoked that you've even stayed engaged watching my my plant shopping video. Thank you for that. And if you haven't already, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. The Walmart rare and cactus video I uploaded a couple of days ago has almost 180 likes and close to 4,000 views. And I really do think that hitting the like button, pressing the thumbs up or like button really helps the channel. And for me, that's your way of validating and rewarding my hard work to provide daily plant shopping videos. Now over here, I did want to show you some more Encore azalea. So I am back at growing bonsai, azaleas, as well as Japanese maples, and I think I'm going to buy this one. So this is going to be pre-bonsai material. This is an Encore azalea autumn lily, and you'll notice that the nibari, or the trunk, has a really nice thick trunk. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy this for $15 and I think 97 cents. So it's not a bad price for a 1 gallon. And for me, I'm going to try to grow this plant, and it looks like it has a lot of new shoots that I can actually take cuttings of and propagate. So in a separate video, I'm going to show you how to propagate azaleas. Beautiful plant for only $15.98. Autumn lily. It's got white blooms with a little bit of pink streaks. And so this one will be going home with me 100%, because if you look at the trunk has a really nice thick trunk. You can see that it's already got a broom style shape to it. So that's going to become an eventual bonsai for me. So as far as, plant shopping, I talk about trying to save money while you're going shopping. I was on the hunt for pre-bonsai material, so it's not like I'm doing impulse buying. It's just a matter of whether I find that selection. And so for me, that's really a nice find. And now I'm going to be showing you some of these succulents over here, some succulents and cactus. Feel free to leave in the comments which ones you have. These ones are also in bloom, and I love them. I feel like succulents and cactus is a whole new world of plant growing that I'm not as familiar with, but I am willing to learn. So let me know your suggestions about cactus and succulents. Let me know if you're growing them, and just let me know what you like about them. I do love the fact that they have very unique textures and shapes. This one is such a unique Echeveria. Look at the bumps on this particular one right here. This is one I would actually buy because it's got such a unique look about it. I have only 3 types of succulent in my plant collection right now. 2 Echeverias, 1 jade bonsai that I really need to trim up and repot. But as you can see right here, Crusala, or what you call jade, those are succulents that are super easy to take care of. My grandmother, who is literally the source of all my plant love and inspiration, grew them as I was growing up, and this is another one that I've never seen one actually in bloom. So that's what's interesting about succulents, is not only do they have really nice looking foliage, very thick foliage, but when they bloom, they have some beautiful flowers. And then you can even see right here, very nice pastel tones. And for $9.98, Oasis drought tolerant plants. I love it. Every single big box store always has a selection of succulent cactus growers. Oasis is the provider for Lowe's. I would say Smart Plants are for Home Depot, and then Walmart has Element Plants. So if you are a succulent or cactus lover, big box stores are a really good place to source out your succulents and cactus. plant foldies, you can see right here, we have the beautiful Tropical Escape series by Costa Farms. This is another alocasia, and I'm going to ask all of the plant foldies, do you know specifically what this alocasia is? It's got a slight purple undertone on it. I would really like to know because I know that Costa Farms has these available also at Walmart. You can see this one, I believe, is Alocasia California for $6.98. Feel free to leave in the comment section if that's not the correct plant ID. And then we also have some cordyline Hawaiian plants. These ones are the kiwis. Really love the look of this one right here for $6.98. And I do need to do some research because I know that there's a couple of plant content creators on YouTube that have made videos about how to grow a cordyline Hawaiian tea plant indoors. I would love to be able to grow one, but I just feel like those plants, the cordyline Hawaiian tea plant, is very much susceptible to spider mites. They're very much spider mite prone when you try to grow them long-term indoors. And so let's just continue to walk around here. It looks like they've got some combination planters of cordyline Hawaiian tea plant with mandevilla flowers. And, you know, as far as the patio plants, if you want to go put these, they've got the Tropic Escape series by Costa Farms for Lowe. So if you want an instant, you know, patio container, a garden container for you, that is where you would want to go, is go shopping at Lowe's. And then look at this right here. What an interesting cactus. And then we also have some crown of thorns. So crown of thorns is a beautiful succulent plant. It's a blooming plant, and you can see this one has some pink blooms on it. I know that Super Plant Foldy Eric showed me some of these crown of thorns that had some pink variegation. And then shout out again to Eric because he actually has such an extensive Aglaonema collection. And like I said, again, everybody needs to add an Aglaonema to their life, to their plant collection, especially if you call yourself a plant foldy. Now over here, I'm gonna show you some beautiful large hostas. This one is only for $19.98. Beautiful hosta. I would really venture out to try and grow a hosta indoors. Let me know in the comment section if I should try to grow a hosta and a caladium indoors. Feel free to leave that in the comments, the pros and cons. I will definitely read it. And you know, as far as that engagement in the comment section, I really would love to see everybody just take a little time to let me know about your plants. Let me know how things are going for you, anything of that nature, because I love to stay connected with our plant foldy community. Here's a good Lowe's price deal. Lowe's has some things on sale. 2 for $30, and you can get these 8-inch hanging baskets of pothos plants. So that essentially makes them $15 each. These are pretty large leaf pothos or Epipremnum aureum. I love Epipremnum aureum or pothos plants. Very fast growing plants right here, at least the golden pothos. Easy to care for, highly recommend this, and it's got a good value for it. And then now we're looking at some more Concoleus right here for $8.98. I'm going to pick up a couple. I am curious again if anybody has started to grow Coleus plants. I have a couple that I want to try to grow from seed. So just let me know what you think about the Coleus plant. Like I said again with Coleus, super thirsty plants. They do provide need to grow in shaded areas unless they are what you call a sun Coleus, one that can take full sun. Usually they are labeled, but they are a very easy to care for plant. This is a plant that is proven to be able to grow indoors. So let's try something a little different, plant foldies. You know, grow yourself a Coleus plant. I love trade Scanthia Nanook. I love this for only $4.98. You can see that this piece right here broke, but I'm going to just stick it directly into soil. And guess what? I just saved a plant, because that plant, that little piece just that broke off, is eventually going to go ahead and root. I actually had a trade Scanthia Nanook that I severely neglected, and I took the top cuttings and basically stuck it back into the mother plant, and now it is doing very well. I think I'm going to do a shorts video updating it on the YouTube membership tier, just to show some of the super plant foldies, the update of that particular plant. I did want to say, for those that have joined my YouTube membership tier, thank you so much for really investing in me and caring to see some of my personal plants and just some of my personal content. Really appreciate it. And for those that are interested in joining my YouTube membership tier, it's only for $2.99. It's basically the cost of whether you buy a bag of chips or even a Starbucks drink. So you will get a lot of access to me by just joining the YouTube membership tier. In order to do that, you either need to be on a computer watching my YouTube videos. You'll see the join button, or you can just check the comments section of this video. There will be a direct pinned link from me that you just click to join. So I would love that. I would love to see some more super plant foldies, and we'll just continue to grow our community that way. And now over here, we have walked into the indoor tropical section. This is the main event, and I will say this particular Lowe's has a lot of plants often. So we're just gonna pan around here, and I'm gonna show you the plants that they have available. I'm super excited actually to take you shopping with me today. You can even see right here, the first one is $17.98. We've got a Costa Farms combination planter of a Rex begonia, a Syngonium, and a Dracaena marginata. So you can see that there's different types of textures and colors to this. And, you know, for me, I'm not always keen on combination planters, but, you know, that's something that's becoming a little bit more popular. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you are into combination planters. But you'll notice that this Lowe's location has a huge selection of plants to pick from. $15.98. Costa Farms plants. This one is another Dieffenbachia. This one is in a self-watering planter. And, you know, with Dieffenbachias, I'm actually happy that the Dieffenbachia that I bought from greenspaces.id, it's an Indonesian nursery. The Dieffenbachia mint has actually acclimated to where I can see new growth points. You know, I do a lot of plants, or get a lot of plants from overseas, and there is an acclimation process, which I actually talk in detail in one of my previous videos where I did an unboxing for Aglaonema. And, you know, speaking of Aglaonema, $15.98. The one just first off the bat, this is an Aglaonema red Siam. It is a common Aglaonema. I would dub this as an Aglaonema that would represent my channel because it is common, it is universal, it is cost effective, it's easy, and it's one that is a not so popular plant, but you know, it's one that I would recommend anybody just trying to grow an Aglaonema. Here's the thing about Aglaonema red Siam: provided with more bright indirect light, you'll get more of that pinkish red variegation or coloration on the edges of the leaves. You need to make sure that the soil is dried out completely. You don't want to over an Aglaonema because it is susceptible to root rot. So on the flip side, whenever you think about an easy to care for plant, you think about a plant that is low light tolerant, which an Aglaonema is, drought tolerant because an Aglaonema prefers to be on the drier side. And, you know, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad characteristic that would dub that as an easy to care for plant. Now over here, I love live transplants right here. $16.98. This is an Epipremnum aureum pearls and jade pothos. I love a pearls and jade pothos because it still is not as slow of a grower as, say, the Enjoy pothos. It's a pretty fast growing plant still, and it's got beautiful, stable variegation. So even if you don't provide it with a lot of bright light, it will still hold on to that elbow variegation, which I love. And then we also have a combination of more ceramic planters. This is another Live Trends Design, $16.98 for this Epipremnum aureum neon pothos. Look at how beautiful that neon coloration is on this particular pothos. Love it as well. And this is another one that I would recommend for anybody that is wanting to get a pothos plant. Super easy, and it's one that I would recommend because like I said, again, it's a cost-effective plant, not an expensive plant at all. It's got beautiful neon yellow variegation, and it's a pretty fast grower as well. And when you talk about, easy care plants, I would recommend, this one is by Urban Jungle. So this one is going to be for, I believe, $15.98. This is a philodendron heteroecium Brazil. And you can see how beautiful the heart-shaped leaves of this philodendron is. And it's also, it's also trailing. With Urban Jungle plants, you'll notice that it's got a little bit more of a boho, like funky plant aesthetic when it comes to its planters. Really love the brown on it though, the brown coloration on it. So if you want to choose between Live Trends Design and Urban Jungle plant, it really just, I suppose, depends on your plant aesthetic. And that's some future content I'm going to create in terms of like plant styling. I know that plant styling, it's one of those things where not only do you want to just collect plants, but you also want to style them to where you have a really nice curated space. I can't really say that about my my plant room. It's literally me hoarding more than probably 80 different types of aglaonema, but we could all try to be stylish with our plants. And Live Trends Design, $16.98 again, makes it possible to be a little bit more stylish because it does have that modern contemporary look to it. Would say that these Statue of David head planters are kind of interesting. I don't know if it's really my aesthetic, but it's by Live Trends Design. But did you see that is a philodendron silver stripe at a big box store? And you can see we've got some African violets here. So here's a couple of things about African violets. They do like to be in bright indirect light. This one is for $5.48. If you're going to water African violets, do not get the leaves wet. You want to bottom water them. So you want to take a saucer, fill it with water, and just put the plant on top of it. Some of these are falling over, but you can see there's many different blooms. I've noticed that both my African violets, which are variegated versions, have done very well for me. They like slightly acidic soil, so they also prefer that, but mine have rebloomed quite a bit, and that's another thing I need to just update the plant foldies, some of my personal plants. But African violets remind me of my grandmother. I mean, pretty much any plant reminds me of my grandmother because she pretty much grows all of them. I did also want to say thank you to all of the YouTube membership tier super plant foldies for watching a little snippet of my grandmother's 90th birthday celebration. There's going to be more exclusive clips on the YouTube membership page, so stay tuned for that. I am off this Saturday, so I'll be able to edit some more videos for that particular YouTube membership. And again, plant foldies, if you haven't already considered joining this YouTube membership page, it's only for $2.99. It's basically if you were to buy a house plant, but you get to hang alongside with the super plant foldies. You get all these other different perks besides the exclusive content. On the live premiere chats, your name will be highlighted in green. You will have an aglaonema emoji right next to your name, and you'll get custom emojis as well to use in the comment section. So, a couple of perks on that. And then when I start selling Grow Folds merch like t-shirts, mugs, and all sorts of things, you will also get a super plant foldy discount. But anyways, let me get off of my little commercial because there are some folks that will say I'm very commercial. Yes, I am very commercial because at the end of the day, full transparency, my YouTube membership or just my YouTube videos are also a way for me to create a little bit of passive income. It does help fund some of my my plant supplies, my plant collection, and just even the I would just say even the travel and cost for me to produce these videos. So yes, it is a little bit commercial, but you know, at the end of the day, I am pretty transparent about that. I also did want to say for the plant foldies, you know, you guys always come to me in terms of just defending me to some of the naysayers or the negative comments. We haven't seen any in a long time, and I do appreciate that. Like I said, for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome, my name is Richie. I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos. I chat a lot, I talk a lot, I'm super talkative, I'm repetitive, and yes, I can be a little commercial, but I always like to boost things that I really believe in. So whether it's a local business, a local plant product, or just myself and just the content, I will promote that. Now over here, I did want to say I would promote this. This is a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil, $16.98. And if you're going to ask my opinion, this is a particular 6-inch planter I would recommend purchasing if you were to find something like that, because it's nice and full, it's got beautiful variegation, and the plant is super healthy. This one is a Syngonium Maria in an 8-inch planter. This one is actually a 6-inch planter for $16.98 by Costa Farms. Beautiful dark foliage. I have yet to get a Syngonium Maria. I do want to get some more Syngoniums because we are back in love. I'm able to grow them again because they're growing in semi-hydroponic substrates. I'm growing them in leca and lechuza pond. And whenever you're growing any type of Syngonium or a plant that's very thirsty in semi-hydro, it makes it a lot easier to grow the plant. So here's my spiel before I pick up this Hydra Helix. This one is the Spear Point Hydra Helix or Hedera Helix English Ivy. Love the narrow leaves of this particular English Ivy. I love how it's super full. And here we have a Pachira aquatica by Costa Farms, or a money tree plant. This one is also considered a lucky plant. This is one that's fairly common to find also at big box stores. And here's another beautiful Tradescantia. Again, this one is for $16.98 in a 6-inch planter by Costa Farms. I would love to see more Costa Farms hanging baskets of plants. We'll see what that all looks like long term. I know that Costa Farms is continually trying to add more plants to the big box stores, and I really appreciate that they have a lot of plants that are readily available for all of our plant collectors. I mean, you can see right here, 8-inch hanging basket. This one is a Peperomia Pixie Lime. Love the nice compact foliage that it has, and this is also for $20.84. It's one that I want to get eventually in my plant collection, but you know, there's only so many plants you could add into your plant collection, and I've realized that over the year I've been making plant shopping videos. You know, there have been times where I had a really nice looking plant collection and then neglect happens because you have so many plants to take care of. Now having more of a curated, more intentional plant collection has worked out for me more so. So if you're asking me what kind of plants I have in my collection, obviously I have a ton of Aglaonemas, so many Aglaonemas. I also have a couple of Anthuriums that have done very well for me. I've got some Syngoniums, I've got a few Alocasias, I've got a ton of Pothos and select Philodendrons and Monsteras, and that's basically it, with a couple of one-off plants like African Violet and other things that are a little bit more unique. And I always have to look at that planter, that ginkgo leaf planter. It's one that I'm going to eventually get. And then over here, we have another urban jungle plant for us. So we'll see what that all looks like. I really like the look of these urban jungle plants right over here. Take a look at this. This is a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. Love the look of this plant, and it's another one that I would definitely recommend growing in my plant collection. Urban Jungles is a really nice plant. And then you can see over here we've got some more Pachira aquatica and more Phalaenopsis orchids, and I have to just zoom in a little bit on some of the Phalaenopsis orchid blooms. Really nice looking Phalaenopsis orchid blooms. You know, they have so many varieties that you can see at Lowe's. And then we've got some Dracaena sandriana, or what you know as the lucky bamboo. These ones are by Costa Farms, and you can see the plant pricing for this. The only thing about these Dracaena sandriana is they're not like the other Dracaenas where they're a little bit more drought tolerant. These ones need a little bit more consistent watering. And then over here we've got a $16.98 Fittonia Stripes Forever, beautiful Costa Farms plant. I want Fittonias. I just cannot grow them in my space because they're going to need a lot more water, and I just can't stay on top of the watering requirements for it. But it is a beautiful plant. You could probably grow this in a terrarium. And you know, if you haven't checked out my other video where I did some big box or plant shopping at Home Depot, Proven Winners Leaf Joy actually has terrariums available now for sale, which I think is the first time I've seen terrariums available at a big box store. And then you'll see right over here, there's just many different types of hanging basket plants. Again, as far as the Philodendron Hederaceum, this one right here, if I had didn't already have a couple of these, I would buy this one today. Look at how beautiful the variegation is on the leaves of this one. $16.98. Would you agree that this is a really good specimen as far as a Philodendron Hederaceum? Highly variegated. And you know, with the Hederaceums, if you provide it with more bright indirect light, it is going to have better coloration for you long term. This is a very easy plant. I would recommend it as an easy care plant, one that you can add as a beginner plant, especially if you're going big box or plant shopping. So definitely get yourself a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. We've got a trade Scanthia Nanook. This one is for $16.98. Really nice pink variegation on it, one that I would definitely recommend in your plant collection. You'll see that we have several plants to choose from whenever you are shopping at this particular Lowe's location. We've got bromeliads, and we even have a large Ficus elastica tiniki. This one is in a 10-inch planter by Costa Farms. Love the variegation. It does look like a work of art. It looks like somebody, painted this in watercolor. And, this is another plant that does require quite a bit of light for it to do really well. I have one that's actually growing out in full sun, and it is doing extremely well. It is not burning because I have actually acclimated it. And then you can see over here, plant foldies. I'm just going to pick up a lot of different types of Costa Farms exotic angel plants. These ones range from $5.98 in the 3.5-inch planters, and then we had the 5-inch planters for $8.98. This one is a Peperomia Golden Gate, super durable plant, very easy to care for. And it's another one that, I didn't realize that people don't really collect peperomias. I think they're lovely plants. They're easy to care for plants, and I would recommend it in anybody's plant collection, especially if you're looking for stress-free plants. And that's really the mantra I want to put out there is don't really try to add plants into your plant collection that are going to give you stress. We want to grow plants because we want to see the new growth. We want to see them bring us joy versus having them add stress to our lives. Sometimes plants will, give us an emotional response where it's not always the most positive thing, especially when a plant is struggling. So we'll see that for that one plant, it's a thing where if they struggle, or they make you struggle for the to keep the plant alive, I just wouldn't recommend adding it because we already have enough stresses in our daily lives, and plants should bring us joy. So I've talked about a lot of plants that are easy to care for. Hopefully you guys will actually follow my recommendations. And then over here, this is one that's not an easy plant to grow indoors. This is another Hydra Helix. It's a beautiful Florida ivy, but I just would not recommend trying to grow this indoors because it is very much so a spider mite prone plant. Needless to say, it's still a beautiful plant. Now, a coffee plant is one I would recommend. I mean, look at how beautiful the leaves are. Super shiny, super natural, and I love it a lot. So let's just keep looking at these exotic angel plants by Costa Farms. I really love seeing an Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue. It says it's from the Philippines, and you already know I am a proud Filipino American. Shout out to my kababayans. Kamusta? I want to just make sure that everybody knows that this plant is actually from the Philippines, and that's what's interesting is you'll see an Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue. These actually grow like weeds. They're basically considered a weed in the Philippines because it is endemic or grows everywhere. But if you go to the United States, it is a Costa Farms, hanging basket, and it is a beautiful plant. Now, this plant though wants to grow up a pole. That's when the leaves start to get really large and fenestrate. Over here, we've got a Hoya carnosa Crimson Princess. Really love the look of this one as well. Look at that variegation, $16.98. And as far as Hoyas, I'm not necessarily a Hoya head, but I find that Hoyas are still so easy to take care of. They're a little bit more forgiving when it comes to underwatering the plant. Like you may always neglect it and it will actually bounce back once you water it. So that's the kind of plants that I need in my collection. It's ones that are a little bit more forgiving. Calatheas, plants like ferns, if you don't water them consistently, they're not as forgiving. They just start to crisp up and are screaming to go to plant heaven. So we need easy care plants, and you can find easy care plants, basic beginner plants at big box stores. Now, this is not a basic plant. This is a harder plant. This is another Hydra Helix. This one is for $5.98. I do like the shape of the leaves, and it's got some really cute variegation. But alas, this one would have to grow outdoors for me in a container. And then we've also got a beautiful golden crest Aurelia. This one's another beautiful plant. As far as Aurelias, I was really going to get into them, but then I realized that I'm not really into the fine leaf, small leaf plants. I really like the round, robust leaves, and that's the reason why I really love Aglaonema. I know I've been talking about Aglaonema for quite some time. You know that the popularity of Aglaonema should be a thing, but it's not a thing. So let's make it a thing, plant foldies. And let me just keep walking around here and picking up some more of these Costa Farms exotic angel plants. Let me know in the comment section what you think and which plants you would end up buying at this Lowe's. see, plant foldies, the selection of exotic angel plants are quite a bit at this Lowe's location. We see a lot of Phoetonias, for instance, and then we also are looking at some croton plants. This one is a croton mame, I believe, for $5.98. I love the look of this croton, the leaf shape. It just literally looks like a a plant that is on fire. Now with crotons, they need quite a bit of light, like a lot of light. If you're able to grow crotons outdoors, that's really where they prefer to be. They're kind of similar to ficus plants in a sense that they like higher humidity, they like more light and consistent watering. Otherwise, they're not as happy. And it's interesting because a lot of crotons will come out, or at least are on sale during the fall season when the months are colder, the days are shorter, and those are just not good environments for crotons. Crotons like a lot of sun, a lot of humidity, and warmer conditions. So it's interesting that a lot of crotons will be like fall decor, and it's because of the colors. They're more like fall colors, but they are a tropical, and I repeat, tropical plant that deserves to have the tropical environments that they are used to or where they are originally from. But as far as Costa Farms, they have so many varieties of crotons. I really like them. There are a couple of crotons I wish that they carried more so some of the Thai varieties, the hybrids, but who knows, we may eventually see those releases happen soon. And then this is another Dracaena for $8.98. This is a Dracaena Limelight. Beautiful plant. I really love the neon green, yellow tone to it. This one does need a little bit more bright light in order for it to hold on to the neon coloration. Easy to care for plant, low light tolerant, drought tolerant. It is a Dracaena, and Dracaenas are highly underrated plants. But I do feel like if you want a plant that's going to give you a lot of joy, no stress, get yourself a Dracaena. This one right here is a bird's nest fern. It looks similar to the Dracaena Limelight, but it is a bird's nest fern. Now, as far as ferns are concerned, bird's nest ferns are a lot easier to take care of than say like a maidenhair fern. Dracaena Janet Craig Compacta, $8.98. This one is another one that I think for a green plant, yes, a green plant we should add to our plant collection because it is an air purifier. It grows compactly. It's very easy. You can put this in a lower light setting and it will still live for you. And it's another plant. It's a little bit slower growing, but needless to say, it's still a beautiful plant. So let's just continue to walk around and see what other plants we can find at this Lowe's location. Like the look of a Syngonium milk confetti, beautiful plant as well. That is really interesting, and I really love the look of this one. It's only for $8.98. Look at that pink leaf right here. And Syngoniums, again, beautiful plants, very fast growing plants. They just need a little bit more bright indirect light. They don't do well in lower light settings, and you must, and I say you must, make sure you stay on top of the watering, because if you let a Syngonium dry out completely for too long, it starts to lose its leaves, it starts to get leggy, it starts to get susceptible to mealybugs and spider mites, which are usually the pests that will attack a Syngonium. But otherwise, Syngoniums, they are beautiful plants if you're able to provide those conditions. And I just really love the variety of different types of Syngoniums. And let's see what else we can find or discover here. We've got some more hanging baskets by Costa Farms. We've got, some Hoyas, some Syndapsis. This one right here is an 8-inch Hoya basket of Crimson Princess for $20.84. And take a look at this. Epipremnum aurea Mandula pothos. Wow, that is for only $8.98. Typically, some retailers will sell this for like $15 to $20 for this size. I still don't understand why Mandula pothos are still expensive, but you know, Costa Farms, they make it cost effective. You know, Costa Farms, they definitely release these plants to where more people have access to the general public. I love Mandula pothos. It is my second favorite pothos. Neon pothos is my first, which is right next to it, but you can see that it's got rounder, larger leaves, beautiful variegation, and Costa Farms has it. And this one is not a bad price at all. I would consider this an uncommon plant find for sure at a big box store. Look at how stunning that Mandula pothos is. And if you were to grow this on a pole, a totem pole, or someplace where it could start to grow larger leaves, you will have some beautiful round variegated leaves. And you know, Mandula pothos, they're hard to come by. I don't understand why, because they're readily available. I am thankful that I actually have an official Costa Farms mother plant that I won at PlantCon in Orlando. Thank you again to Costa Farms. I have an 8-inch hanging basket of a massive Mandula pothos, and I absolutely love it. A stunning, beautiful pothos, pearls and jade pothos for $16.98. Really like the look of this one as well. And I already have one, but I would be tempted to buy one of those. And that's the thing about going shopping at a big box store like Lowe's. You always find plants that you want to purchase, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to purchase the plant. And I say this out of experience because even this one right here, this begonia red kiss, I have been looking at this plant for about a year and I have yet to buy it because number one, Rex begonias don't do well for me. So I feel like I wouldn't be able to give it the plant care that I necessarily can give. And then number two, just the time. Just think about whenever you buy a house plant, do you really have the time to invest in watering, taking care of it? If you don't, it is okay to just admire the plants. I would say, you know, binge and watch all of the Grow Folds plant shopping videos and we could just admire the plants from afar. I have really tried to be more of a window plant shopper, somebody that just looks at the plants. And I do find a lot of joy creating this plant content for our community. I hope that everybody continues to have amazing days and for us to just, you know, come together during the live premiere chats or even in the comments section and really cheer each other on. I really want to just promote that positivity and just make everybody know that they can grow plants and that there is a community here that will support each other. And, you know, as far as supporting me, like I said, again, thank you all for always tuning in, for always being kind to me, for always accepting me for my most authentic self. You know, whenever you create content, and I've talked about this quite often in my plant shopping videos, you subject yourself to people creating opinions or, you know, just creating opinions about you. And they may not necessarily know you as a person, but they will just figure out what they want to believe is true based on the content you create and based on what you put out there. And, you know, a lot of people will ask, well, Richie, how come you are faceless? And like I've said before, and I mentioned this, sometimes social media is a powerful tool, but sometimes there is a time and place where you want to be more personable than others. others, because if you think about it, once you put anything on social media, whether you delete it or not, it is out there forever. And I feel like a lot of us will spend a lot of time on social media, but even as I've created this plant content, I'll end this video with this. You want to still make sure you have time for yourself. And so for me, I may not have been as consistent about doing daily plant shopping videos because it is time consuming, but I am happy at the fact that I have practiced mindfulness, really enjoyed the people that I see on a daily basis in real life. And to me, that's really satisfying. But at the end of the day, I always tell people, whenever you are watching, anybody's content or plant shopping videos or whatever you see on social media, practice kindness. And that is really the mantra I have and I will continue to talk about, because I just sometimes see what people write to other content creators and I just find it very inappropriate, because I always ask people this: would you say that stuff to your mother, your grandmother, your family members, sisters or brothers? It's just very easy for people to become keyboard warriors, and it's just interesting that even our plant foldies will come out and tell people, or at least put people in place whenever things get a little bit negative. But as far as today's shopping video, you can see there's just a lot of plants. Lots and lots of plants you can find at Lowe's. This one is a lemon top pothos for $19.84. Now that Costa Farms pothos, though, you do need to give it a lot of light in order for it to not be so green. I do love the rounder leaves it has. And as I spin around here, more plants to look at, more bromeliads, more ficus elastica, tanikis, all of the plants that you would typically find at a big box store. I don't mind seeing a lot of the plants that I've shown you guys yesterday, the day before, last month, last year, because plants, even visually looking at plants and celebrating it as a community is such a good thing. So I am going to buy this terracotta planter here for $4.98. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use it as a training pot for the azalea, encore azalea, that I'm going to eventually pot up in a shallow bonsai container. But terracotta planters are great, and I'm going to end up buying this, and it has really good drainage hole. I'm going to eventually show you that process, but you can see right here, this is my plant haul. I just bought some soil and some and this one azalea because it had such a good trunk. So again, plant foldies, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. It is in the comments section, pinned as a direct link to join. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Richie at Growfolds. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel with all the notifications turned on. I will have another brand new plant shopping video tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye.